Hello! Here we go again. Give me a second, I'm going to put my headphones on properly. What it is, the reason why I do this is because that gives me greasy hair. Whenever I sit down to do this, put that over the top. See? It's not very pleasant, is it? Greasy bloody hair. I look forward to this every day, and this is what I said yesterday, and I've been saying every single part of this Let's Play is I look forward to this every day, and that's something that I wasn't doing with Origins towards the end, because it gets very grindy, and it's still a masterpiece, still the best Dragon Age that there is, but there's something special about Dragon Age 2, as you all know. That's how I feel about it. And you know, people don't understand, people don't get it, people don't get Dragon Age 2, and I get that. But at the same time, you know, as I said, the analogy before, it's if you base it on its own merits, this is a fantastic RPG. If you compare it to Dragon Age Origins, it's gonna fall down. It's not as good. But no fantasy RPG is, as far as I'm concerned. Even the lovely Baldur's Gate isn't as good as Dragon Age Origins. Sorry, but it's not. It's just not. It's nowhere near the game. I mean, obviously Dragon Age Origins is a newer game, it has more technology behind it, but I think even at the time, I played through Baldur's Gate at the time, that didn't get me as much as Origins did, to be honest with you. But I love this game.
My children have been in servitude for a year. They should be nobility.
If wishes were poppy, we'd all be dreaming.
You mean this is real? No wonder I can't wake up.
And here I thought that Ferelden you ran off with was a mage, not a jester. Your mother was supposed to marry the Comte de Launcey, and instead she ran off with some Ferelden apostate. You don't get to stay the favorite when you do that.
Where is Father's will? If I could just see for myself.
It's not here, all right? It was read, it went in the vault. No one needed to look at it again.
I know the Amels were nobility, Mother, but not much else. Why don't you ever talk about them?
The Amels have been a noble family in Kirkwall since Garahel drove out the Fourth Blight. But we've always carried magic in our blood. It's been a stain on our lineage. No family of good standing would ever marry into a line with magic. When I chose your father, I was bringing more magic into our line, not less. I think that's what hurt my parents the most.
Did Grandfather mention Mother in his will at all?
Our father died when you were still in short pants, lad. You can hardly expect me to remember.
Sounds like a yes to me.
Shut up. Stop being so cute. You're my sister, it's disgusting. Put some proper clothes on, for God's sake. Catch cold.
That touched a nerve. What's in there that you don't want us to see?
Nothing. But you won't be seeing the bloody thing. It's still locked up on the estate, and that's long out of my hands.
You didn't take your parents' will.
It was old news. You think I've been sitting here for 25 years waiting for Leandra to slink back?
Who bought the estate, Gamlen? Perhaps I could speak to them. Was it the Reinhardts?
No one you know. Get used to Lowtown, sister. That's where we're going to stay.
I fucking think so. Greetings. You do not know who I am, but I have heard of you. I understand you might need items from my collection, as well as the means to obtain them. I do not extend this invitation to anyone. You are not simply anyone, are you? Consider this an invitation to the Black Emporium. Enclosed are directions through the passages beneath the city. as is the charm to enter. If you give the charm to another, this permission will be immediately revoked, and the consequences will be unpleasant. Adieu, Xenon. That's my Xenon the Antiquarian. You're welcome. Okay, year's up, and you're free to go. Despite what you think, we had a good thing working together. I might pass along an opportunity or two if you're willing to get your hands dirty. Stay safe, Eternal. Ah, thanks. I wanted to talk a bit about Skyrim, because the Black Sheep cache. Ooh, that's nice. I think I might be getting some of those. It's Jarvia Shank, she's from Dragon Age Origins. Very nice, very nice. Special delivery. Apparently is. You got to have a look there. Gamlen ML. Payment is now 2 months late, Sirrah. Interest accrues, as you're well aware. You'll find yourself barred from our establishment unless payment is made. Think no better card sharp or numbers runner in Kirkwall will deal with you. I certainly hope this matter is attended to before steps are taken. Let's avoid further unpleasantness, Galahad.
I think this is the same cheese that was here a year ago.
So, I hate thinking badly of family, but did Uncle Gamlen seem a little slippery when he talked about Grandfather's will? If he, say, invested money that was meant to be Mother's, do you think he would tell us?
No.
Gamlen can't say good morning without lying twice.
Mother's been in such a fit of melancholy since Gamlen told her how angry her parents were about Father. She told me she wishes she'd died with Carver. It's like coming here ruined every good memory of her childhood. I wish we could get some of it back.
We need to get that will.
Good. I'm glad we agree. Gamlen told me he gave the estate as payment to some slaver who beat him at dice. Apparently, our ancestral home is now a base for slavers from all over Thedas.
Gamlen couldn't have just sold himself and saved us all the trouble.
Can you just imagine him sweeping and scrubbing for some Tevinter matriarch? Seriously though, those scum have no right to our family's things. We should break in there. Get the will for Mother. I already talked to both of them about this. Gamlen said they guard the front entrance well. But Mother gave me her old key. She said it should unlock the cellar. Apparently the sewers run right beneath the house.
Alright.
Get out of my face! Your mother's bad enough. I don't need you nagging me. Get out of my face! Your mother's bad enough. I don't need
I always
you
wanted to bring
nagging
you
me.
children back to meet your grandparents. Now, I wish we'd stayed in Ferelden.
You can really tell that she would have been quite the hottie when she was younger. Dog.
He wasn't like this in Lothering. I think he misses the open fields.
Come on, let's play Fetch the Invisible Ball.
Poor thing. Maybe he'd be happier if we brought him with us more often.
But if he's with us, who'd keep Gamlen's debt collectors away?
Take it. I'm sick of what's-his-name staring and panting.
Gamlen, honestly. A Mabari understands what you say. Try using his name.
What's wrong with Dog? Real easy to remember.
I always call him after Luthius the Dwarf's son, which is a tale that Edric would have heard as a kid from passing Ash Warriors. That story is actually in the start of my last LP. So yeah. I'm only talking like that because that's what it is. I don't think, you know, I mean, look at them for God's sake. Just put them away. Put them away. It's fine. I'm talking people on chat, by the way. Well, actually no, that was from my girlfriend. She watches me play and doesn't approve of me looking at my family that way. I'm like, well, they shouldn't dress that way or look that way then, should they? Okay, let's go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Actually, no, wasn't doing that, was he? He was doing this.
Never a shortage of idiots who think they can take the streets in the dark, but good reward in getting rid of them.
I only get 2 points, what the fuck?
The streets aren't safe at night.
Guardsman Donnick.
We should do something about that.
We must be getting close to the ambush. I'm not losing.
Who? Aveline? You're a beautiful sight.
Guardsman.
I mean, I was on patrol and they came out of nowhere. I took a few down, but there were too many at once. The captain said this route was supposed to be quiet.
The seal of the Viscount. Office details. City accounts.
Valuable to a guild of thieves.
A sacrificial delivery with one of our own. Captain Jevon will answer.
Selling out his own. Forget guard captain. This man needs to be in government.
Not now, Hawk. Jevon needs to see how justice works. This goes to the office of the Viscount. This will be known.
The captain likes his thieves so much. Let's see if they welcome him in prison.
My Inquisitor's normally a rogue as well, so when we get to that game we'll be showing you that.
The Viscount must be terribly rich.
How dare you! I am guard captain! I won't be treated like this! Ferelden, bitch! This was none of your affair! I'll see you hanged! Quartered! This will not stand!
We found a number of debts to suspect peoples. Such poor character. But you, Aveline Valen, have proven your loyalty and ability.
The Guard deserves better than him, Messere.
Indeed. The Viscount would have you put your care for the men into direct practice. You will assume the captain's job.
What?
In due time, of course. There will be training, approvals, months at least. But who better to rebuild respect than the woman who exposed this embarrassment? Resolve any outstanding business, guardswoman. You will be very busy.
That could be handy.
Not much room in the barracks, but there's nowhere I'd rather be.
Oh, you want to speak to you?
Always where you need. Varric, no.
Well, you're the captain. Or you will be. It'll be easy.
I'm not petitioning the Viscount to help you steal ownership of the Hanged Man.
Steal? Madam, you wound me.
I'm about to. Big changes are coming, huh? Captain of the Guard. Thank you, Wesley.
Not sure I like being behind the dead in order of influence.
Of course I have you to thank. It's just... I've made a mess of things, time to time. But that failure... He's not with me. I know that. Wesley's at the Maker's side, or he's not. Either way, he knows no pain.
He seemed a good man for a Templar. I'm sure he's found peace.
What I keep is that moment. I won't let anyone down like that again.
Sorry?
Wesley's at the Maker's side, or he's not? What do you mean by that?
Wesley believed, and if he was correct, then that's where he is. But this business of the less the Maker does, the more he's proven, I don't find it compelling.
But you married a Templar.
I married a man. A good one. And he's gone. I have heard the chant. It is lovely. Perhaps that's all it needs to be.
You clearly miss Wesley, but that's not the issue.
Of course I miss him, but he's not coming back. Pining like a child serves no one. So I remember him, but I let him rest.
You're not so kind to yourself, though.
No.
I don't see how you can take the blame for the Darkspawn Horde.
I didn't cause his death, but I also didn't prevent it.
Do you blame me?
I did. I didn't want to. I know why it had to be done, and so did Wesley. But in my heart, that cut was cruel.
I could get used to having the law on my side.
You'll behave yourself, is what you'll do. I just sent Jevon to prison over corruption. I won't go the same road.
You never let me have any fun.
Thank goodness.
I think that's best for everyone.
It's good that you can stay with me. I need you, Aveline.
You've been grand through all of this. A true friend. Captain of the Guard. Thank you for helping me get here, Hawke. It's where I should be.
I like the fact that she's just not interested. Well, she doesn't say anything of that. She's just like, yeah, I'm not really interested, you know. I like that. Can I not decide who I'm taking?
I trust you are well, Donnic.
I am. And your reward is well earned. It will be grand having you over me. Above me. In rank, Guard Captain.
Thank you, Donnic. It will be grand indeed.
The Viscount must be terribly busy.
Since Aveline's going to be busy, we will take Merrill with us. That's what I like about it. It is like you're hanging around the city with your friends, you know? You're just, you know, chilling out. They captured that very well. The fuck are these guys? That's a rogue, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone's dead.
Tom Wise?
Huh? Oh, Hawke. Haven't seen you since we did that job together for Athenril. Been a while. Heard you're going on some expedition into the Deep Roads. And right into Darkspawn territory. Sure that's wise?
We can't all make a living in the Undercity.
Just watch your back. That's all I'm saying. Say, you still in the market for some poisons? Athenril's scarce these days. And the Coterie have their own mixers. You find any rare reagents and want me to whip you up something, just let me know. In fact, since you're an old friend, here's a recipe. My speciality. Everyone needs an edge sometimes, right?
I was thinking about rolling a new character on Skyrim because my Dragonborn, I think his story's sort of coming to an end, you know. That and you get being a Dragonborn gets so overpowered, and I've always wanted to try a playthrough where I'm not the Dragonborn, and I'm already streaming one. Well, I haven't streamed it in months, but I will do. Of an orc who's not the Dragonborn, who's just a normal dude. So I'll probably make a character who's just a normal dude as well. See how it works out. It's going to be like because the Dragonborn normally has to be good by default, which is something that they brought over to Fallout, which is fucking retarded. Whereas my other guy is going to be a criminal, like a proper criminal. Oh, I don't want that. So.
Break some eggs tomorrow, maybe. Good payday.
Break some eggs tomorrow, maybe.
Don't like Darktown?
Break some heads tomorrow, maybe. Tell you what, son. Fucking hell.
I think this is the cellar door. Let's go in and see why Gamlen lied.
Alright. Break some heads tomorrow, maybe. We're all Cockney here. For some reason. It's always danger when the main rogue is the most HP in the party. Danger, danger, danger. No, we're fine. We're okay. Das ist gut. What's down here? Wish you wouldn't have to keep spawning your dock. It's a bit of an arse. You there, you there, you there.
Trap! Did that bastard again? That's good. I knew I should have slit his throat.
Well, these DLC daggers are overpowered.
Never get on our bad side. Seems to be unhealthy.
Nice. What did you have, son? The vault key. Very nice, very nice.
That's the vault. Everything we want to know about our family is inside.
Done.
Why's the Deep Road sound playing? Need them. Rubbish. Ooh.
This is it! Grandfather's will. Mother needs to see this as soon as possible.
We'll take it to her right now.
So I'm just saying, blood's blood and all, but you are taking advantage of my hospitality. It's only fair if you make something of a monthly contribution.
You sold my children into servitude. Now you're asking me to pay rent?
Maybe just put something towards food.
You should be paying us, Uncle. We found the will.
He forgave you, Mother. Grandfather left you everything. Here, read it.
I should maybe...
To my daughter Leandra, and all children born of her, the estate in Hightown and all associated revenues.
Do you know what? People again have a go at Gamlen. I can understand where he's coming from. Like his sister, who's always the favourite, runs away. Then he deals with his parents who are going into old age and cares for them till they're dead. And then they just give it all to her. I'd be fucking pissed as well, and I'd be very tempted to do exactly what he did. Even though people judge him, I'd be very tempted to do exactly the same thing. Because fuck her. You know what I mean? She walked out. And she, you know. Fucking hell.
Check out the part where Gamlen is left only a stipend, to be controlled by you.
Gamlen, how could you?
You're the one who ran away, Leandra. What happened to love is so much more important than money.
It is!
You didn't even come home for the funeral.
The twins were a week old.
We all have our burdens. Mine was looking after a life you abandoned. How long was I supposed to wait?
If it wasn't for the Blight, would we ever have come back here?
I always thought I would. But I suppose you three are Ferelden to your toes.
Look, sister, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done it, but I did. And there's nothing I can do to get it back.
I don't expect that, Gamlen. It's enough to know Mother and Father didn't die angry. I'll petition the Viscount for rights to reclaim the estate. Make a willing, you'll have your house back within weeks.
You don't have the coin or standing to even get an audience with the Viscount. You've got to be someone in this city to live in that house again.
Then I had better get started.
He's a bit of a bitter fool, but an understandable bitter fool, to be honest. Oh shit, no, actually. Turn up the cunning as well. Look at our cunning. A very, very, very cunning plan.
When I told your grandmother I was marrying your father, she threatened to disown me. She said my children would be mongrels. My father wanted to lock me in, but she told him it's her life, let her ruin it. I wrote to her when each of you were born. She never wrote back. I'm glad she didn't die hating me.
The estate is yours. Why are we still here?
Technically, the house is now property of the Viscount, since its owner died without an heir. If we went there now, we would just be squatters. But if the Viscount acknowledges our rights, we can get back more than the house. We can get back our name.
Your mother's dead. Let it go.
When I was a girl, your grandmother was the young, beautiful, noble mother all my friends wished they had. She might have had a hard time accepting it at first, but she would have loved you, all three of you. Carver. He was such a little boy. Never had a knee that wasn't scraped or trousers without holes.
He was so young. Never got to be the man he wanted.
I just keep thinking there's something we could have done. It's killing me. I remember that awful creature reaching down and 18 years of loving and feeding and raising, and that was it.
At least you're past the it's all your fault thing.
I'm sorry, love. I was distraught. I never really believed that. It's just... I miss him. There were 4 of us when the Blight began. It will never be over while there are just 3. I've written to the Viscount. I've an audience for after Bartrand's expedition leaves. I couldn't do anything for Carver, but with luck, I could at least give us a home.
That's cool.
So, what? Are you here to gloat? Gamlen's the idiot again. Gamlen's the fool who can't hold his money when it's given in a bloody silver basket. I tried, you know, when Leandra left. But no one was ever going to live up to her.
What was she like? As a girl?
We're only a year apart. But that was time enough for Leandra to get our parents wrapped firmly around her little finger. They showed her off at every opportunity. The beauty, the scholar, the light of their lives. As far as they were concerned, they should have stopped there.
I've seen the nobles in this town. Your parents must have had a fortune. Where did it all go?
Well, it's not like I stood at the side of the wharf and hurled it over. I tried to invest it. I got some good tips on trade in Kunari cheeses. And, you know, a man's got needs. I'm not denying I spent more on myself than I should have, but I figured it'd all work out.
I'm sure you did your best.
Don't try to butter me up, lad. I changed their filthy sheets and wiped their chins through 2 bouts of the cholera, and the last word Father said was... Leandra. I'm not looking for love. But at least I got the money.
And here I was, just about to like you.
I'll take everything back. What are we actually gonna do now? I'm gonna go see. No. 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 Don't want to do this. Yes. There we go. That's where it is. There's actually a funding thing to open a pub called the Hanged Man in Gloucestershire, in England, and it's meant to be based on Old Dragon Age, basically just like this.
You have to when you're dealing with this lot. Let's see how you like drunk men pinching your ass and trying to lick you. Ugh! You heard about that Deep Roads expedition? They say anyone who goes down there is to be rich. You don't think they'll need
That man over there, he's been staring at me for an entire hour. I counted.
Maybe he likes you.
He knows. He knows that I know. But what he doesn't know is that I know that he knows that I know.
How do you know that he doesn't know that you know that he knows that you know you know?
Exactly.
So, here's the thing. We need to find a way into the Deep Roads. Bartrand can lead us to the right place once we're down there, but we need a good entrance.
Any entrance would do, wouldn't it? Unless a dragon's sitting in it, I suppose.
We need an entrance that's close to our destination, but isn't already plundered or filled with darkspawn. Fortunately, I've received some new information. There's a Grey Warden in the city. If anyone knows how to get down there, it'll be him.
Why would a Grey Warden know that?
The Wardens don't just fight darkspawn. They forge into the Deep Roads all the time. And if he doesn't know, he might be able to point us to those who do.
Are there any other options?
None at the moment. Bartrand had an entrance lined up, but it was a bust. I'll keep looking, but if we don't find something, we'll have a fancy expedition with nowhere to go.
Sounds like you have it all planned out, Varric.
And that, Messere, is why I'm here. Supposedly, this Grey Warden came in with some other Ferelden refugees not long ago. A Lowtown woman named Lorene has been helping the Fereldans. We talked to her. Maybe we learn where he is. I'll keep after my contacts, see if I can drum up any other work.
Simpler. Like everything from eating to fighting.
See, we told everyone to meet here the next day. Here we are.
It's awfully noisy in here.
Oh, yeah. Dink, dink, dink. Dink, 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 dink.
So, the Lady Sunshine, what's your first act as a noblewoman going to be?
A noblewoman with no fortune and no title. Looking for work, probably.
Practicality is for peasants, milady. You need to do something frivolous to celebrate your birthright.
Such as...
Come up to the Hightown Market and complain bitterly that there's no Orlesian silk that matches your eyes.
But what if something does match my eye? What will I do then?
Insist that they're blatantly copying you, and demand royalties. A good noble always has a complaint ready, Sunshine.
Please, Sir Thrask. He won't go to the Circle willingly, but it's the only place.
Madam, we'll do our best to find your son, but I cannot guarantee his safety if he continues to resist Templar jurisdiction.
He's just a boy.
He's an apostate. I am sorry for your loss, mistress, but I can offer your son mercy only if he turns himself in.
I'm trying to find him, but...
The Templars cannot tolerate apostates.
Can we help this woman? This could be Mother.
It sounds like your son is in trouble. Is there anything I can do?
You heard all of that and still you would help? An apostate? Oh, thank you. I am Ariane. My boy, Fainriel. He's all I have. All my family. When I learned he had magic, I could not bear to send him to the Circle. But his connection to the Fade, it gives him nightmares. Dreams of demons speaking in his mind. I would rather lose him to the Circle than to himself.
Did your son run away?
He learned I had contacted Sir Thrask. He felt I betrayed his trust. He thinks he can live free of the Circle. But I am afraid without proper training, he'll kill himself.
Those look like Dalish tattoos. Why do you live in the city?
I was born to the Dalish, but came to Kirkwall for a time and dallied with a human merchant, Vincento. When I found I was with child, neither Vincento nor my tribe wished the burden of an elf-blooded human infant. I raised Fainriel myself, here in the alienage.
Tell me the whole story.
I learned years ago that my son likely had magical talent, but we could not bear the thought of him locked in the gallows. So we hid. When the nightmares began, Fainriel still refused to contact the Circle. But I truly think they are the only people who might save his life.
What kind of dreams is he having?
He dreams of demons, calling to him, pulling him into their world. Every day, it grows harder to wake him. That is why I turned to the Circle. They are the only ones that can protect a mage from his own powers.
Abominations are always so awkward at family reunions.
No, please, you must find him before the demons finish their work. He must be brought to safety. If you won't do it for Fainriel, do it for Kirkwall. The Templars say a lad like my son is a danger to the whole city if left untrained.
I'll bring your son back to safety, I promise.
I don't know where Fainriel is gone, but there are 2 places you might start your search. Sir Thrask has been looking for him. If you speak to him in the gallows, he'll be able to tell you what ground he's already covered. And Fainriel's father, Vincento, recently returned from Antiva. He's a merchant in the Lowtown Bazaar. Fainriel might have sought him out.
Tell me about this Templar.
I believe he's a good man. He doesn't hate mages, but sees what it took me too long to realize. Even the best-intentioned mages are at the mercy of their sleeping minds. There are other Templars who are much less sympathetic.
You and Fainriel's father are not married?
Vincento had no desire for a wife or an elf-blooded child. I haven't seen him since the day I told him. I have written, though, to keep him informed about his child. Fainriel wanted to meet him.
I will not leave you fearful for a moment longer than necessary.
Magic can be a fearful gift. Your son deserves the best aid learning how to manage it.
Thank you. It has been a lonely time hiding. It's almost a relief to finally confront this openly.
Will I see you at the tavern later? Haha, roped you in.
Care for a night of fun,
Let's go see this Vincento.
Though
Yes?
Greetings, Sarah. You look like a man who'd be interested in the finest Antivan steel to grace his hand. I bring only the best northern merchandise to the free marches.
Actually, I'm more interested in your son.
Son? I have never had that privilege, Sarah. My poor wife, she's back in Antiva and cannot see me often with my travels.
Please, Sarah. I know you must fear for Fainriel, but we mean him no harm.
Hard to tell in this city who means who harm, no?
Perhaps you can set his mind at ease.
We are no Templars, Sarah. You'll find no better friend to a young, scared mage.
Maldición, you are a mage. I suppose you'd be kind then to a boy who resists being taken in by Templars?
Of course.
The boy's in over his head. So I sent him to the only man I know who doesn't despise mages. A former Templar named Samson.
Why would a Templar help him?
His conscience plagues him, having served the Templars too long. He now helps mages on the run. He stays out of sight during the day. At night, he stays near Darktown. That's the best place to find him.
Okay. Nice.
Always calling and getting rid of idiots. Especially thugs who target the streets just because it's dark. God, this loading is taking a fucking age. Wow. This guy is gonna be trouble. Not in this game, though.
Old Vincento said someone might come sniffing around. You're looking for the boy, right? Feign something. I'll tell you now, there's not much I can do for you.
One of the things about Inquisition, and we'll discuss it when I get there, is that that I really didn't like was the use of this guy. Without going into too much detail, if you haven't played it, then spoilers in the next couple of seconds. He's actually one of the main bad guys, or he can be, you know, depending on, you can choose one of, basically one of your choices means you have this bad guy or that bad guy helping the main bad guy. And he's one of the main henchmen, like, he's like really powerful, he's the general of all of the main bad guys' armies. It's like, really? You've basically gone and picked a heroin addict off the street and given him control of... It's fucking stupid.
I'm looking for a retired Templar named Samson.
Retired. Sounds better than burned out husk of a Templar begging coins in the choke damp. They don't do anything to keep you, you know. You join the Order, you're free to walk away. But they're the only ones who've got the dust.
The dust?
Lyrium, an ore the dwarves mine. Magic in its raw form. You need to drink the stuff to face down the magicers. Problem is, if you ever try to stop, just about kills you.
Is it true you give aid to apostates fleeing the Templars?
The mages I help. They're no more than children, newly discovered their magic and terrified. Barely left their mother's skirts, and now we're saying they got to be locked away for their own good. That demons are hunting them. Do you wonder they run?
Just looking at you, I'd say you're a man who helps anyone for the right price.
What kind of price?
How's this?
Right. The lad came to me, not a silver in his pockets. Told him there's nothing I can do for him.
You abandoned him?
I pointed him to a ship captain I know, Rayner. Sometimes he'll take on runaways. Took another apostate last week, girl I sent him. Might have gone wrong though. I heard rumors he took the both of them captive instead.
If Fainriel's not in one piece when I find him, I'm coming after you next.
Rayner in, friend. Was just trying to do the lad a good turn. Rumor has it, Rayner had the pair of them locked inside a Keys warehouse, somewhere close to dockside. You want to go looking? You might find the lad before he gets ransomed to the Templars. Or worse.
The main bad guy of Dragon Age Inquisition, folks. Yeah. Tried to slip that one past us by where we're not fucking stupid. Dumb move. Least scary bad guy ever. I guess these guys are gonna try and kill us. Do you know what? Take that. You there. You there. Good. Over there.
Bad people come out at night. It would be good to get rid of them.
I actually think Varric's quite a low cunning rogue. Mainly because he's not really a cunning guy, he's more just sharp tongued. He's not really trying to pull the wool over anyone's eyes though. Most of the time.
Bugger off!
Okay, sorry about that.
Watch your step. I don't like the looks of this.
We can't let anyone see this.
What's it? Keep everyone in cover. I'll deal with this!
there, Bethany? There we go.
Making the world a better place, one enemy at a time.
Yes, they are.
I don't think I can do that.
I don't think I can do that. Sorry.
Get a hold of her.
Please, help me. Anyone?
I'm coming.
Get the hands! I heard they can't do no spells without hands.
You know nothing of magic.
That happened quickly.
Watch your step.
Poor girl into a corner.
Father, I know the sacrifices you've made to conceal my secret, but I'm a child no longer. I cannot burden you my whole life. Unless my secret destroys both, I must live my own life as a woman and as a mage. It is utterly freeing to write the word. Farewell, Father. I hope one day you make peace between what you have been taught and what you have seen. My love, Olivia.
I think we could find out who she was.
She was the daughter of that Templar, funnily enough. Which is, yeah. Sold him to Danzig, did he? Time for Danzig to get it. A bit of a hiding.
What makes the gang so angry at night? Someone should do something about them.
It's only this area that seems to lag. Never had that before. Maybe it doesn't like being streamed, I don't know.
You're so lucky.
How do you figure?
I would have loved to have a brother, and a mother, and an uncle. It must be wonderful. You'd never be alone.
It is wonderful. Although it might be better without Uncle Gamlen.
How about you? Scum.
Why are we traipsing around in human waste again?
Trying to get slave back from this Danzig guy. Oh, there he is.
Why, look here, boys. Volunteers. Clap 'em in irons and let's see what the Tevinters will pay for 'em.
I'd make a terrible slave. I talk too much. And I do that.
Nobody threatens me on my ground. Shut this buck up.
Okay. This is ridiculously going on. I might need to turn it up. We're on normal. I might need to turn it up a little bit. This is like... I did a bit of setting up at the party before, just to make sure, before I started streaming, just to make sure everyone was optimised and everyone had the right gear and tactics and stuff. But
there's got to be something here that shows where he shipped Fainriel. Looks like they took him to some bolt hole in the Wounded Coast. I wonder if that's near the Injured Cliffs, or the Limping Hills. Massive Head Trauma Bay. No, just me. Forget I said anything.
Yeah, I should have thought. I've been a dick.
Not going to happen.
I need some cunning to open that, apparently. Oh well.
Alone in the dark.
Alone in the dark. Oh, Jack, your hands are cold.
Break some heads tomorrow.
Break some heads tomorrow. Fucking hell, mate. Oh, break some heads tomorrow. There. Oh, ambushed. Okay. Let's take the high ground. Just in case. Oh.
Out of your element, dwarf?
No thanks to this lot. Can't get a decent blade at a bargain anymore. You, though, you're what a man needs. A skilled enthusiast.
There a job in this rambling?
Name is Javaris Timtop, and I need someone to help me court the Qunari.
Court the Qunari? Maker, think of the children.
Those hornheads in Kirkwall have a powder that explodes, and it's just dust. No lyrium, no demons. Anyone can use it.
I often look at every second idiot and think, he needs more power.
I doubt they were eager to sell.
That Arishok said I wasn't worthy. That only their outcast, the Tal Vashoth, or that mercenary. I said, great, I'll go talk to them. Didn't go over well. But, made me think. Maybe he'll bargain if I get rid of something that bothers him more than, well, me.
The Tal Vashoth.
The Tal Vashoth. Are you up for some paid hunting?
Your people must have something like that already.
Small things, shaped to crack faults, not shatter the earth. Plus, they're mostly lyrium. Expensive, poisonous. The Chantry controls it topside. The glow makes you a target. Problem after problem.
What's the point, when we already have magic that can do the same thing?
Maybe you have magic, all tough and human and whatnot. But what of the common man? How does he remove stumps from his land, or produce them on his enemies? What does he do when he needs a hole far too fast? Magic is hard to market. But this stuff you can put in a bag.
All right, I'll step in for you. For a price.
I'm done bargain hunting. I want it done right. Now, best I could figure, they're up the Wounded Coast, a whole camp. Take their heads off and meet me at the compound in Kirkwall. Get this right, and we'll be richly rewarded. Richly.
Okay. I like how it does that. It puts it in your way to do a quest when you get to the where you're going. That's nice. I like that. It's cool. I mean, you need a bit of...
If you could do anything, just anything at all, what would you do? That's easy. Be normal. No magic. Just...
Really? You wouldn't fly across Thedas or eat a cake the size of Kirkwall? Keep a baby griffin for a pet?
Well, now that you say it, the griffin might not be so bad.
I'd name mine Feathers.
I'd name mine Feathers. You. You. Dalish assassin, eh?
Do you even know her name, Shem? No? It's Delilah. She's dead. And you killed her.
I was a beast then. A werewolf. I did many terrible things. I'm sorry.
Sorry does not bring my mother back.
I was a victim too, Elf. Of Zathrian's vengeance. Stranger, please calm her down.
Did I hear you right? You're a werewolf?
I was one, but no longer. Her Dalish keeper cursed some humans with lycanthropy long ago. The disease spread over the years, but the hero of Ferelden freed us.
Yes, I did. Who said that?
He was cursed. You can't blame him for that.
You stand up for him? Fine. Then you will die for him.
Typical elf reaction. See you, love. Have a nice throat slit.
It didn't have to come to this. Take this. And thanks.
Oh yeah, we just killed the daughter of that Delilah. We actually met her. We actually met her in Dragon Age Origins as well. It's a shame, but if she's going to be that unreasonable, there's not much I can do about it, really. You're not much of a dick. Slaver Caverns, eh? games that are given scores in my head, like in my little, you know, they're always up for review. So every time I play through a game, start to finish, I generally think, oh, was I fair with that score that I gave it in my head last time?
I can't do that.
And I don't know, 8 seemed fair last time, because I have a 1 to 10 standard, you know, measurement, and then I have art above that, which is basically games that I can put up against any other form of entertainment or art and say it's the same, you know, it's the same quality of artistic expression. So 8 is a good score. 8 is basically, you know, very good. It means the game is very, very good. I've enjoyed it a lot. Dragon Age Origins was in the art category, and Dragon Age Inquisition got a 7? No, it got an 8 as well. Yeah, it got an 8 as well. It got an 8 as well. Even though I would class this as the better game all round, possibly. You know, there are too many things holding this game back for it to get like a 10 or an art, because, you know, the reused dungeons, the fact it was only in development for a year, you know, to produce, because you know how talented BioWare actually are, to produce a game that I enjoy quite a lot, it's like an 8 out of 10 in a year, just over a year, is phenomenal.
Take one more step and the boy dies.
Don't need a step, mate.
This is as close as I get.
Now!
Oh. Move! Alright, move. Oh god.
Another way!
You would have let him kill me! He had a sword at my throat, and you just... I mean, thank you, but... what if you were wrong?
I'm never wrong.
Huh. That must be convenient. Who are you? Are you working for the Templars?
Your mother sent me.
Huh. Hardly a difference. I can't believe her. My whole life it was all, I'll love you and protect you. Then I have some bad dreams and it's off to the Templars.
I'm here to help you, Feynriel.
Why? You don't even know me.
I've spent my whole life protecting my sister from exactly what you fear.
Is there any chance you'd help me reach the Dalish? That's where I was trying to go. See if they'd take me in. I'm as much Dalish as human.
You don't whittle down those ears, they're apt to shoot you on sight.
I'd rather be killed by the Dalish than turned tranquil by Templars. Look, I know it's different in other kingdoms, but here, no one helps circle mages. Anything the Templars don't like, you get the brand. The Dalish, they've had magic forever. They could teach me. I won't be a danger, I swear.
It will be your humanity that marks you among the people, not your magic. But I think they will take you.
Do you think they would have me?
Was your mother right? Are you plagued by demons already?
I can't say for sure. I have... dreams. There are voices in the dreams. They ask me to come, to give shape to the void around them. But the Dalish Keeper is wise. If anyone can help, she can.
I know the Keeper. I'll make sure she takes you in.
Then... she does not hate humans. Oh, you don't know what a relief that is. I knew she could help me. Thank the creators, you were the one my mother hired to find me. I will forever be in your debt, friend.
We should tell his mother. She'll want to know he's alive. family used to be noble, right?
By some definition of the term.
Do you ever wonder what your life would have been like if you were still nobles?
Sunshine, nobility is just an expensive lifestyle. I've already got one of those.
Nobles have power, too. And responsibilities.
Estates, servants, investments, mercenaries, assassins. We've still got all those things. It's sunnier here, and nobody calls me my lord. I think I can live with that. I don't even wake Bianca for every threat anymore.
No further, human. Tal Vishoth control these passages.
Ambushes are usually quieter, Kunari.
I did not intend to ambush. I expected to warn a caravan, but you are not helpless. The path ahead is littered with my kind. If you are as skilled as you look, it would please me if you killed them.
You have turned your back on your kin?
Yes, for a second time. I did not like my role, so I left the queue. I do not wish to be a murdering thief, so I left these Tal Vishoth to warn their victims. You are no victim, so now I will leave.
If they have offended you so much, help me go after them.
But I am worse. They don't want to raise their swords for coin, so they murder and steal. They cling to the honor they held under the Qun. My sword means nothing. I will sell it and myself as mercenary. Kunare would say I am worse.
If your blade is on the market, I'll pay.
No.
You sure you know what mercenary means?
Taking payment to face Tal Vishoth only proves that I've sold the last of myself. I know what I am. I don't need to belabor it. You have my word of caution, human. Heed it or do not.
The more they talk, the less I understand.
I like Kunari. I like that they're in this game quite a lot. It's pretty badass.
At least it's not boring.
I think that's maybe one of the reasons why I like this game so much, because Kunari are like my favourite. So. Got it? Cool.
Get ready! Caravan, this means
I don't think I can do that.
Okay.
I wonder if Mother has received an audience with the Viscount yet.
She has. Probably should have told you.
We're under attack.
it's done!
I knew this would happen! I am not cleaning this up.
Here we go!
Trap! We've got company! Finish it! Let's finish this! As costs are And here we...
I don't have a problem with killing people with Stem. Stem would be going ape shit if he was here, to be honest. Dwarf had better. This is what people complain about: is that this basically this entire map is the same network of caves that you come across again and again and again in different places of the map, and they're just sealed off in different places. So you know what I mean? It's just all it is. The same network of caves that they spent. Basically made the same network of caves, and you go into them that time and time and time and time and time again, but it keeps passing them off as different places, you know. Which is why it'll never get a 10 out of 10 or an art rating. Because you can't by doing things like that.
Do you ever wish you lived in Orzammar?
Great ancestors, no. You know what Orzammar is? It's cramped tunnels filled with nug shit and body odor. And every person there thinks he's better than you because his great-great-great-grandfather made a water clock or something.
But they're your people. Don't you even wonder what it would be like?
I have a good imagination. Why would I waste it on that?
Very good writing in this game, though, has to be said.
Let me pass. I have business with the dwarf Javaris and your Arishok.
The short mouth, yes. Enter if you must, Basra.
That beast in Lothering killed one of my best friends. I hate Qunari.
Hey, she's talking about Sten. He's alright. I'm sure you'd like him if you got to know him. Alright, he killed a few people. I've killed thousands. Well, the Warden has. This guy hasn't. Or because basically, you know, the roguish lad about Lothering.
Ah, my right hand arrives. Summon your Arishok. The bargain is done. About time you showed. I've been here for hours. Illustrious Arashak, I am here to report that your hated Tal-Vashoth were felled, one and all. Right? Yes, they were. So, I'm ready to open negotiations for the explosive powder, as we agreed.
No.
He's not getting it. Say something.
The Tal-Vashoth camped at the Wounded Coast are dead. You won't honor your bargain?
There is no bargain to honor. His offer for the Gatlock was refused, so he invented a task to prove his worth, when he has none.
I broke my beard getting your outcasts killed.
But he still has his beard. Do you think it hurts?
You hired someone more competent and now stand in their shadow pretending it is yours. You demean his accomplishment. Get out of my sight before I bother lifting my sword.
Nevertheless, you have benefited from his action.
Do you think we are unable to hunt our own outcasts? This was interference, nothing more.
So I get nothing for all this work?
If anything, we have been denied the righteous application of the wisdom of the Qun. What payment should I exact for that? Go, dwarf, before I begin my tally.
You may want to take this opportunity to go.
But he has to sell. It's a product. People want it.
There is no profit in empowering those not of the Qun. The means of creating the Gatlock is ours alone. It shall be dispensed only to our enemies, in the traditional manner.
You are a frustrating people. And you're fired. Sodding bunch of oxmen and doglords. A whole lot breathing smoke. Pah.
You will leave as well, human. There's no more coin for you here. This exists only to defile itself.
I think you're interesting.
Why do you bother me, human? I hire no blades and need no goods. Your kind thinks selfishness and want are normal. This city, all of it, leaves a bad taste.
If you despise this place, why haven't you left?
Since we arrived, I have seen nothing but greed and weakness. Dwarves, humans, elves, just festering. No order, no goal. You are one of the few I have met with any ability. And yet this too was random, a result of selfishness. I cannot fathom how a mire like this can be justified. You say we should leave, but how can you bear to stay in this chaos?
My welcome to the city was not so different from yours.
And yet you suffer it.
It's an opportunity to make a real difference.
Karasten are soldiers. The Qun made it so. They can never vary from that assigned path, never be other than they are meant to be. But they are free to choose within that role, to accept and succeed, or deny and die. Glory is clear and defined. Could not this entire city benefit from that certainty? How else will you know when you have made a real difference?
He's free to choose to obey. That isn't contradictory to you?
He chooses to be, as do we all, long before any of your meaningless freedoms are presented. I am not the one to educate you. I did not intend to land here. But this city may demand certainty. I suspect we are done, human.
You're a long way from home. Why did you come?
To meet a demand of the Qun.
Which was?
It is a matter only the Qunari understand. We remain until we fulfill the demand of the Qun. Or until the demand changes.
I don't think Kirkwall would do well under military rule.
The rule of the Qun is not military. It is discipline and order.
How is that different?
To your limited understanding, it is not. You fear soldiers that arrive to remove your pitiable vices. But they do not control Qunari. The Triumvirate divides and governs. One is nothing without the others.
Can you tell me about the other two parts?
No.
Now you're just being difficult.
I am no more equipped to explain than you are to understand. Arishok, Arigena, Arikyun. Pillars of the Qunari, of the nation that must be. There is but one way to know these things, human. And I have yet to decide if it must be done.
How many Qunari have you lost to the Tal Vashoth?
None.
Optimistic, considering my death toll.
We lose nothing when weakness abandons the Qun. It is the Tal Vashoth who have lost themselves.
I met an honorable one.
Doubtful.
He said he was a mercenary, not a murderer.
Then I know he made no claim to honor. When they sell themselves, little remains. He is not even dead to the Qun. He is a living insult.
You guard your powder carefully.
It is a tool that can only be allowed to exist under the ordered authority of the Qun.
It could benefit many people.
It does now. Just as swords benefit warriors, but are not given to children. Well, your children.
Farewell.
Panahedan, human.
Okay.
I've never met a dwarf before.
That's because you've spent too much time frolicking in the woods, Daisy. Dwarves don't frolic.
Dalish don't really frolic either. Not in the woods, anyway.
You have sanctioned frolicking areas?
No, just not in the woods. The trees get jealous.
But you do frolic.
Of course we do. We wouldn't be elves otherwise.
We have found neither hide nor hair of the lad, Fainriel. I can only think he has fallen victim to demons or slavers.
I found this. It was addressed to you. It seems to be from your daughter.
My daughter? Then... you know what she is. How she died. When I traced her to that warehouse, I should have forced her into the circle. My own weakness in the face of her pleas is what destroyed her. It is why I urged Ariani not to give in when Fainriel wished to hide. If only I had been so strong for Olivia.
Well, at least you don't have to worry about the Templars finding out anymore.
Thank you. She is at peace now. I would not wish to see her name smeared while her ashes are still warm.
Kirkwall may not have...
I'm not about to extort the poor guy. His daughter's just died. He didn't seem like a bad dude, to be honest.
Your son decided he'd rather be an elf than a Templar prisoner. He joined the Dalish.
What? But he is human. They did not even wish me to raise him among them. But they do value magic more than the men of Kirkwall. Perhaps he can have both safety and freedom. As I said, I have little money. but this is a Dalish ring that has been in my family for generations. Please accept it with my thanks.
Cool. Back home we go. I think that's going to be it for now, tonight. Be back on tomorrow, of course. I think that's it, really. Yeah, we've done quite a lot tonight, which is good. Quite nice.
So, someone dropped off a message for you. It's on the desk.
Not that he didn't do his best to try and read it first.
What? I thought there might be something dangerous in there.
Gamlen.
Save it there, and I will speak to you guys later. Behave, or I'll shoot you dead.